Alright, I'm making another presidential video talking more about my policies if I somehow win the presidential election for any of the years that I'm going to run. But I'm going to start, because everybody says it's a rule, you got to be 36, but there's this. I've never found any actual official law stating that. It's just that the youngest president that's ever been voted into office was 36, and that was Kennedy. But everybody's like, no, you gotta be at least 36, you gotta be at least 36, and it was like, no. Anyways, I want the free market to work as intended, and in order for that to happen, well, we already have food stamps. We should also give universal food stamps. Just give everybody food stamps. That's another thing. Just give everybody food stamps, and electricity, water, and housing should be free. Like, the cost of living needs to be zero before the free market can work as intended. Because if you have a cost of living at all, there's going to be people trapped in a system that they need to be in. All that's going to do it's just bait for a trap. So cost of living nationally needs to be zero in order for the free market to flourish and work as intended. And you can still have jobs and shit, and it's probably encouraged so you get better food or whatever, but everybody should have food stamps, but rent should be free. And if you want to be a lazy bum and not do anything at all and live on the bare minimum and stay in poverty, that's up to you. Poverty will be for the people who just don't want to work. But then there'll be the free market. But then you can get a job to work for a company, even though you don't need to get a job. It'll also reinforce people to do what they want or what they're comfortable with, rather than feeling trapped in a system that they can't be in. And even if there is a law about me being 34 in 2024, I've also been sending messages at Vermin Supreme to see if I can be his vice president, because he is old enough, and there's even less rules on being a vice president. But I'm only running. I feel like we still need to pave over all the buildings, demolish them all, and then just build underground complexes with a giant forest blanketing America. That's my vision for America, is no more buildings, but much more trees. And I guess there'll still be buildings, but they'll be underground. They'll be Hive Complex, from Umbrella Corp or whatever. It'd be like that. Microsoft really has. But everyone would be like that, not just the mega corporations. Instead of having skyscrapers, we'll just demolish all the skyscrapers and put a giant redwood inside instead. And that's another thing. We could, if we get a large enough redwood, we could realistically live in a redwood without even killing it, like animals do. And they do so with some of them. They carved out an arch for cars to go down and whatnot. And if we just utilize that to build a house in it instead, real tree houses, interconnecting shit up in that's what I see. I see tree houses and underground complexes, and the trees, since we have to plant them all from the start anyway, should be spliced with the electric eel or whatever. I don't know the exact method of what they're doing. I don't know the exact DNA that they're doing. Part of it is from the electric eel, but they have genetically engineered trees to produce energy, and then they give them cybernetic enhancements so that they can actually plug in to transfer that energy to us. They can produce electricity via trees, and we should just have a forest of electricity producing trees on top of underground complexes where all rent in electricity is free because the trees are producing the electricity, and water is free because water, you can't destroy water, it just gets recycled. I could see capitalism making a thing for the free run water sources are probably not going to be as heavily maintained as probably the water systems that you can pay for, but the fact is you can pay, you would still have the option to pay for water, and I think that there's laws against like the minimum standards of water purifying facilities. So like there's that too. I'm slow. I got 2 more years, or 1.5 anyway, before I can fully articulate all my policies that I plan going forward. Oh yes, also genetically engineering unicorns to exist, because Vermin Supreme never should have backed out of that. Ponies are gay. Unicorns are cool. Alright, life is a game. Play it.